You wake up, same ceiling, same room, same silence, from the day you had nothing, not even enough for a bus fare, to the day you quietly crossed $15 million and realized the world treats you like a completely different human being. This isn't a list. This isn't a lecture. This is your story. And it starts right now, at zero. Asterisk level $1. You have nothing. Not broke. Not struggling. Nothing. 0, and that little number carries more weight than most people will ever understand. You wake up in the morning, and the first thought, before you even open your eyes, is money. Not in an ambitious way, in a survival way. You skip breakfast, not because you're not hungry. You skip it because you're calculating. If you spend $2 on bread now, you won't have bus fare on Thursday. That's the math of zero. It's not about growing wealth. It's about surviving the next 48 hours. You walk into work, if you have work, and you smile. You laugh at the jokes. You act normal, because nobody can know. There's a specific kind of shame that lives at zero, and it doesn't announce itself. You didn't eat. At night, you lie there and you think about one number. Not a million, not even 1,000. Just enough. Whatever enough looks like for you. $200, $500. That number feels like a mountain from where you're standing. This is where your story begins. And the first move, the only move, is simple. You have to earn before you can build. Asterisk level 2, $1,000. The day your account hits $1,000 for the first time, you check it 3 times. You don't trust it. $1,000 isn't rich. You know that. But something has shifted. You can feel it. For the first time in a long time, you have a buffer. A small, fragile cushion between you and disaster. You stop skipping breakfast. That sounds small. It's not small. Because when basic survival stops consuming every thought, your brain finally has room to think about something else, the future. This is the level where most people make their first financial mistake. $1,000 feels like freedom after feeling like nothing, so they spend it. New shoes. A night out. And they're right, you do deserve it. But here's what nobody tells you at this level. $1,000 isn't money to spend. It's money to protect. This is your emergency fund seed. This is the beginning of the wall between you and zero. Because going back to zero now, after feeling what $1,000 feels, is a different kind of pain. You know what you're losing, so you protect it. You don't touch it. And you start looking for the next 1,000. Level 3, $5,000. $5,000. You notice something strange happens at this level. You start to carry yourself differently. You're not walking around flashing anything. Nobody even knows. But inside, there's a quiet confidence that wasn't there before. Your car makes a weird sound. Old, you would have panicked. New, you take it to the mechanic. You pay the $400. It hurts, but it doesn't break you. That's the real value of $5,000. Not the number itself. It's the removal of panic from everyday life. At this level, you also start making a decision that will define everything that comes after. You either start learning about money, or you don't. The people who stay stuck at $5,000 for years, they're not unlucky. They just never asked, where does money actually come from, and how do I get more of it flowing toward me? The ones who move forward start reading, watching, asking questions. They stumble onto one idea: saving alone will never make you wealthy. You have to put your money to work. And that one idea changes everything. Level 4, $20,000. Nobody talks about $20,000. Nobody talks about $20,000. It's not flashy enough for social media. It doesn't come with a celebration. But $20,000 is where your financial life quietly transforms, because at $20,000, if you've been intentional, you now have 3 things most people never build at the same time. An emergency fund, a small investment account, and 0 high-interest debt. That combination is rarer than you think. You're still living a normal life. Your friends don't know. Your family doesn't know. You're driving the same car, wearing the same clothes. But your relationship with money is fundamentally different now. You've stopped being reactive and started being strategic. At this level, you open a brokerage account, if you haven't already, and you start putting money into index funds, not because you understand everything, but because you understand enough. The stock market, over time, goes up. And compound interest rewards the patient. You start watching your money make money. The first time your investments earned $100 without you doing anything, you stare at it. That's money I didn't work for. That feeling, that moment, is the beginning of a completely new mindset. Level 5. $100,000, 6 figures. You've crossed a line that most people in the world, most people, will never cross in their lifetime of saving. And ironically, it looks exactly the same from the outside. You're still at the same job, still driving a sensible car, still packing lunch sometimes. But your net worth just crossed $100,000, and something has happened to time. Compound interest has started working for you in a way that's no longer subtle. Your investments aren't earning $100 a month anymore. They're earning hundreds. Some months, over 1,000, just sitting there, growing. You've also crossed a psychological threshold. At $100,000, you stop thinking about money in terms of what you can buy and start thinking about it in terms of what it can build. At this level, wealthy habits start to stick, not because you're forcing them, but because you've seen what discipline does over time. You've watched your own account grow from nothing. You have proof now, your own proof. And that proof is more powerful than any financial advice you'll ever read. Asterisk, level 6, $500,000, $500,000. You are now in a place where the world begins to treat you differently. Even if you've never told a soul, banks call you, not to offer you a basic savings account, to offer you private banking, a dedicated advisor, better rates, access. Real estate becomes real, not a dream, a decision. You can now put a serious down payment on a property that itself will grow in value. Your money is starting to make money that makes money. But here's what nobody tells you about $500,000. The lifestyle temptation hits hardest here, because now you can afford things, real things. The car upgrade, the vacation, the wardrobe. And because you earned every dollar, the voice in your head says you deserve it. And you do. But the people who stop at $500,000 are the ones who start spending like millionaires before they become one. The people who push through, they stay boring a little longer. They reinvest. They keep their expenses low relative to their growing net worth. And they keep one eye on the next level, the one that changes everything. Level 7 to $1,000. You check your account one ordinary Tuesday morning, 1047. You close the app. You open it again. Still there. You don't scream. You don't call anyone. You sit with it for a moment. Just you and that number. And you feel something unexpected. Not excitement. Not euphoria. Calm. Because by the time most people actually reach $1 million, they've been working toward it so intentionally for so long that it almost feels like it was always going. The surprise isn't the number. It's how normal it feels. But make no mistake, something has shifted. You now have enough invested that your returns alone, at a conservative 7% average, are generating $70,000 a year, passively, without you waking up, without you clocking in, without you doing a single thing. That's more than the median household income in America. And it's coming from your money, not your time. At this level, your job becomes optional, not immediately. But this level, and that shift from needing to work to choosing to work, changes how you show up everywhere. Asterisk level 8, $5,000, $5 million. You still wake up at the same time. You still drink your coffee. You still have bad days, but your world is unrecognizable from where you started. You don't fly economy anymore, not because you're showing off, but because your time is genuinely worth more than the price difference. You've done the math. Your kid's education is funded. Your parents are taken care of. The things that used to be sources of anxiety, medical emergencies, job loss, economic downturns, they still exist in theory, but they can't break you. At $5 million, you've also discovered something counterintuitive. More money doesn't mean more happiness, but it does mean more choice. And choice is what most people are actually chasing when they say they want money. The choice to walk away, the choice to spend a Tuesday afternoon doing absolutely nothing without a single feeling of guilt. Your investments are now generating somewhere between $200,000 and $350,000 a year. Conservatively, you have more money coming in than most people earn working full-time, and it costs you nothing but patience. Asterisk level 9, $15,000. $15 million. You're sitting somewhere quiet, maybe your home, maybe a hotel room somewhere beautiful, and you're thinking about the version of you that had dollar, the one who skipped breakfast and faked a smile and whispered to himself, one day. That person would not recognize your life, not because of the luxury, though some of that exists, but because of what's gone. The anxiety that used to live in your chest permanently, it's gone. The month that ran constantly in the background, gone. The fear of one bad month destroying everything, gone. At $15 million, you don't think about money the way you used to. Now you think about legacy, about what you build, about who you help, about what your name means after you're no longer here. You have a team now, an accountant, a wealth manager, a lawyer. Your money has become its own operation, and your job is to oversee it with intention. You give more than you ever thought you would. Not because you have to. Because at this level you realize that accumulation without purpose is just a high score nobody else can see. And you think back to that first $1,000, how you almost spent it, how you chose to protect it instead. How that one decision, small, quiet, unremarkable, set in motion everything that followed. Money doesn't change who you are, it amplifies it. If you were disciplined at $1,000, you'll be disciplined at $15 million. If you were careless at $5,000, no amount of income will save you at $500,000. The bank account changes, the principles don't. So wherever you are right now, $1,000, $50,000, you're not behind, you're just at your chapter. Every level we walked through today, it was built by someone who started exactly where you are. The question isn't whether you can get there. The question is, what decision are you making today?